Hey guys, welcome back to ARTFX Studios. This is another Tutorial Tuesday. This is episode number 15, and today we're going to be working on this track. I did a little bit of work in the last couple of days, I guess, and I'm just going to talk you through what I did. I worked some more on the drop, and I'm going to show you what process I'm actually doing right now. And I don't know if I'm actually going to be doing a lot of work today, because I don't have too much time today to actually do a tutorial, but I've done some work and I'm going to run you through. Now, this is the track so far. What we have, I have some new things in here which are muted for now, and I'll show you those in a minute. There we go.
This is the beginning.
So that's about what I have so far. I did a whole bunch of changes. Now you might think the main bass sounds completely different from what it was. And that's true. Compare these two tracks, and this is quite a lot. Now, just look at the automation. Right here, this thing comes in. You can see what I'm doing, basically. It's completely different. Different notes, different automation. We had the main bass on the first part sounding like this. That's what I had. And this is what I decided to do. Sounds much better, right? Now, this is not the actual bass sound how I'm going to use it in the drop. I might actually use parts of this in the drop, but I'm going to chop it up completely and sort of like rearrange every bits and pieces. Just find the bits that sound good and rearrange those into something that sounds nice. I started doing that already right here, and did a small little part so far. Then I exported this bass sound, so I basically just muted all the effects on here, so that we don't have the effects right here. I then exported this to a WAV file, so that became this file. As you can see, that's just the bass file that I have. I put that in here, and I decided to, because this was like that, so we would have which actually sounds good. I think I might even keep that in there. However, I also decided to do this. And somehow this might actually work better, because I'm cutting out the bass almost completely during the build-up right here. And I'm just using this small little part. Now this is actually coming from that audio file. You can see it's just a really small part, and by default this sounded like this. Just a really small part of the bass line, and I then transpose that down a full octave. No warping, so it's actually being stretched right now. But we're not losing any quality, because it's just pitching the sound down instead of actually stretching it using the warp modes. Now I might actually include that same part as I have here, because if I just extend this for now, and on the track below it I have those same notes, we can actually see that they align right here where the silence is. So it might be cool to just do that and make something like, just have that little hit right there, and then again here, so we got, that might be cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So I think I'm gonna do that. That might be really interesting to do. So I'm just gonna keep it like this for now. I'm gonna do that later. I then have that audio clip now, so I already went in and started doing some chopping up right here. And what I'm doing here is I'm basically taking parts that I like. This is that same hit. Here we have something right there from the start, so that sounds like that. Then we have that weird sound. I'm trying to look which ones are pitched down. This one is also pitched down an octave. This one is pitched up one semitone. Now that actually, if you remember the skill that we've been using, the Figurian skill, where you actually have that first interval of a semitone, by pitching this up one semitone, it actually becomes that G sharp. There is also pitch bending on this sound, but that's not really a problem. The thing with Neurofunk neuro hop and those kind of genres is that they really rely a lot on the actual arranging of stuff, and it doesn't really matter too much what the pitch of these bass sounds are, because there's not really a distinctive pitch in these bass sounds. It's just mostly just, just loud, mid-rangey kind of stuff. So I arranged this small little part which sounds like this. So this whole part right here might sound a little weird because of the gap right there. However, if I take a look at the drums, I think that there's a kick drum right there. Yeah. There's a kick drum right in that gap, so that actually fills it up. Now, I can show you the difference. So what is the difference between doing that chopping and using the original drop? So this is the original drop, listen. And obviously during this part there is going to be another bass sound that I still have to make. However, I did that chopping up, and that's where then it's actually going to sound like this. I'm not 100% happy yet. I might actually try out something different for this part. Zoom in a little bit. Always make sure that you have those fades in the end. Try pitching it up one semitone, see if that works. And maybe do 3 semitones right here. Sounds kind of weird. It's always a pretty big task to find the right things. We can try something like that. That might work. That sounds kind of cool. Just doing that. It's a pretty cool rhythm. And then we get another version of this, I think. Yeah, it's sort of like starting to fall together. Now, right before the drop, I had that telephone sound. And you can see I'm actually pitching this up 3 semitones now from the original. So these notes are just a G note, and this note is actually a G sharp. And to make that work, because if you remember, we had that bit crushing on there with really harsh bit crushing, and because of that, only those G notes sounded good. So I actually went in and I automated the amount of bit reduction of the amount of these downsampling. Actually, I automated the I automated the downsampling so that it sounds correct on this note as well. So without the automation, this note would sound like. You can see that sounds kind of weird. Now it sounds. And I feel like because we're going up 3 semitones, it actually leads you into the drop, because that difference between the root note and that 3 and this particular note, the difference actually creates some nice tension between the part right before the drop and the drop itself. That's starting to sound pretty good, actually. I quite like that. I also did some work with the vocal. In the second part of the drop, I'm actually using that vocal more often.
This is the beginning. The beginning.
Kind of like the thing that it does.
This is the beginning.
Just gives a nice effect, I guess.
The beginning. This is the beginning.
And let's see, what have I done more? Oh yeah, sure. I actually went in and I created audio files from the electric guitar, the duduk instrument. So basically everything is now audio. And I'm doing that to save a lot of CPU, because I was getting a lot of problems with my CPU. Mostly because of all the processing going on the main bass track. So this one, all this processing combined with this processing. Well, all that processing together with the contact instruments in the cinematic instruments group really meant that when I was playing this back, I really got a lot of buffer underruns and stuff like that. I didn't really make it easier to work on this track, so I decided to just bounce it all to audio. Now I still have the older projects, so I actually have the MIDI still in those older projects. If I need those MIDI files, I can actually access them, and I can reuse them if I have to. Another great thing that comes with using everything in audio is that I can now actually go in and reverse parts. I can create additional effects coming from this. Because, for instance, this note sounds pretty good, and it might be cool to use that right here. Let's see, we have a G minor. Let's just try. Let's just try what happens when I put this right here before the drop. I wanted to try and see what happens when I pitch this up. So let's pitch this up 3 semitones as well. And set it to Complex Pro. And let's give it a fade in. Nah, I don't want to do that. It's too much. I might want to add some other kind of whooshy, sweeping sound effect right there. I'm thinking I might actually want to add a sound effect right to the start of the drop as well. It needs a little bit more to have a little bit more impact, I guess. Let's see, how long are we? 20 minutes. What have I done else? So we need to do a lot of work on this. It's a lot of work that is still left to do. That's also a pretty cool part. That's again just the same thing, just rearranging bits and pieces, as you can see. Same goes for this. This is quite low. This has a little bit more high frequencies. I sort of like want to do a different part right here. I like this part because it leads, because of the pitch bend on the end, it actually leads you into the next part. However, I don't like that part right in front of it. So let's just do this. And I'm gonna reverse this, see what I can get from that. Because by doing that, the modulation itself will also be reverted. And it hopefully will give something interesting. I could do that. And then I'll have to crossfade these two into each other. That's pretty cool. Let's try out something else. That's pretty cool. And then in between here, I will actually have to add some other sounds. So remember, this one is actually pitched down a full octave. So I'm gonna reverse this, and let's find some higher pitched bits that sound good. Now these are quite low pitched, so that's actually not gonna sound too good. This is a higher pitched part. This is quite high pitched. It's quite interesting. And we can try this out on 11, which is like one semitone higher, to give it that figurine kind of sound. Let's make this one the normal length or the normal pitch. It's always just a matter of trial and error doing this. And just going through everything. So let's bring this down 2 semitones, which brings it back into the actual scale, just 2 semitones down, which actually is a note that is in this scale. So now we can sort of like create a pretty interesting sound between this one and that one. See that? Sounds pretty good. And then right here we will get this part again. So that we are gonna go So that's it for this week's video, for this week's Tutorial Tuesday video. I'm sorry, because there's actually going to be a lot more videos this week, but I don't have too much time today, so this is actually it. I'm going to be spending a lot more time doing the same thing I've done today, except I'm going to do that in the upcoming days and show you the progress next week. And yeah, other than that, I hope you like this video. If you want to know more about my videos, my music, my sample packs, my preset packs, go to my website, which is www.artfx-studios.com. On there you can find everything you need to know. And there's actually going to be a whole bunch of cool stuff coming up there. So keep an eye on the website. It's definitely going to be interesting. And other than that, I hope to see you back next week in Tutorial Tuesday or tomorrow in one of the bass design videos. That's it for today. Hope to see you soon. Peace.